This is Yorkin, the Yoshkin, bringing you a video on something I didn't think I was gonna bring you on. Honestly, I was pretty much against doing gaming news at first. Well, I still am. But this is something that I find that is very important that needs as many people speaking about it as possible. The fact that Sonic Mania has DRM on the PC version is absolutely deplorable. Why is that? For those of you who don't know what DRM is, I'm going to explain it in a simple term and give you an example. DRM is a software, or malware if some people actually want to say that it is, which it can be, that publishers put on their game products online, morally on the PC, to make sure and scan to see if the users have purchased their copies and they aren't pirates, because PC is an open market and you can do almost whatever you want on PC because it's an open market. You can pirate games and all that other stuff. Not everyone pirates, but you can. So, if you want to know an example of DRM, well, not an example, well, you can look up Ubisoft for an example of DRM, to be completely honest. But if you want an actual example that you can relate to, essentially if you bought a printer or a calculator, and they both came with scanners for whatever reason. So each and every time you want to use that calculator or printer, you have to scan your receipt for that product in order to use it each and every time. And if it goes 5 minutes on continuous use, you have to scan it again and again and again. Always online. You always have to be online with these devices. What's the problem with being always online? Well, if you take that calculator to school, or if you're on a trip doing math problems, you can't really keep it online, can you? Printer, most printers, well, I use a printer that has online, but that's besides the point. I don't want to have my devices always online in order to use it. There's a certain thing called natural disasters, problems that can just persist in your neighborhood where your internet or power can go out and you need to use a generator to get things back up. This is why DRM is bad. Essentially, what this DRM is, it's slowing down the game and making the experience less enticing for its users. Slowing down a Sonic game isn't really very fun, is it? But pirates do have, reasons they can do it. One of them is because they can, and that's not the best reason. Another reason why a pirate can actually do what they want to, feel justified by it, the publisher could not be selling the game in their region. Say if Sonic Mania was North America exclusive and the Japan people wanted to play Sonic Mania, not on Xbox, which they barely have any of those, PlayStation or Nintendo, they couldn't play it, so they would pirate the game because that's the only way they can get it. Another reason is the game is just too expensive. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows, if you're a Nintendo fan, you know that Nintendo will keep things away from you from region exclusives just because they can. Heck, we still haven't got Mother 3 yet. And I still haven't played any of the Mother series. But the fact that they put DRM on a $20 title is ridiculous. $20. $20 can be a lot to you. $20 can be little to me. But it's not $60. And this is what's gonna happen, because I'm predicting this. So, Sonic Forces is coming out later on this year. Everyone who were thinking about buying Sonic Forces will look back to Sonic Mania and then see that there's DRM on it. And remind you, this is a single player game, so online should not be a requirement for a single player game. They're going to look back to this. And PC players remember a lot of things. Once you splash some dirt on them, they'll remember and they'll know what to do. So this is what's going to happen. On Sonic Forces release date, you're going to have a lot of people not buy it. You're gonna wait until somebody from the PC buys it and says, "Yep, there's DRM on this. No one else is gonna buy it," because it screws over the consumer. Essentially, it tells us, well, at least it tells me, that I don't trust you. You bought this title. Now I need you to be always online in order to constantly check that you bought this title. It's not trusting to the consumer. That's why it's anti-consumer. And that's why it is bad. Don't put DRM into single-player games. Really, I don't really feel that you need to put it on in any online multiplayer games, because you need to trust your consumer. Not everyone's a pirate. It's honestly a small percentage of people who pirate, and if somebody does pirate at times, they can just demo the game and see if they like it, because you don't offer any more demos anymore. Game industry, that's morally your fault. Well, now there are people who can rip through the code and tells what's all in the game if you do release a demo, but it still is essentially your fault why there are no codes. Well, no more demos. So people can't do stuff like that. Of course, there's people who was always gonna pirate and all that other stuff, but PC fans, I'm with you. I've been enjoying this game a lot, but I'm upset just as much as you, and I haven't even bought the PC version. I'm playing on console and Switch. I'm upset for you because of this. It's absolutely ridiculous that DRM is on this, and it shouldn't be. But before I continue, well, I'm just going around in circles now. So keep your outrage heavy. Let Sega know that you don't want this DRM, and especially this one, which I heard is pretty bad. Durano or something like that. Durano. I don't know. It starts with a D, E, and V. Dev. And speaking about that, the devs didn't even really know that the DRM was on the PC version. It slows down the game. It makes your gaming experience lesser, guys. And that's something that's not cool. And for anyone who's like rooting like, haha, PC got the less popular version, screw off. Because why do you get enjoyment over somebody else's misery about your version being superior? See, PC version will be more superior due to the fact of, well, there's going to be mods for the game. Unofficial or not, or official. There will be mods for that game. I can almost guarantee you that. They just gotta get rid of this DRM crap and then it'll be better. Which I hope Sega actually does, and it seems like they've been, I guess, listening. They said DRM wasn't on the Steam page, and that was a big no-no. You not telling your PC fans that they're buying DRM along with the game is absolutely disgusting. And I don't feel that is necessary. DRM, I believe, shouldn't have been invented, to be completely honest. At least for the video game audience, it's just been a headache for a lot of PC players. If they did have to remake it, I would say that it would check online once you got the copy the first time, and then it'll always remember, okay, this user is a registered purchaser, so no longer scan that person. But no, DRM constantly scans. It requires you to always be online, and that's what's the worst part. But this has been your Ken, the Yoshkin, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.